in Orlando, in this world. You follow? Not like someday I will become advanced and spiritual world I will serve the Lord. No, serve here. This is His world. He has sent you for a purpose. He wants us to understand that this is His creation. When we express and utilize everything that is given to us, we will reach Him. So please repeat after me. Love, better you say. I want to love Nitai Gaur Nataraj.
I want to love Nitai Gaur Nataraj
In this world. In Orlando. In this temple. In my life. Then second point. I want to express my love to Nitai Gaur Nataraj. Through the world. Through this world right here. Yes. And one more. I want to develop love for Nitai Gaur Nataraj. With the world. With the world means, what do you have? What can you offer? It's all material. Fruits, flower. You follow? Anything you gather, rice, dal, these are all material. Offer those to them. Then your life is success. It's very simple. Because we have a misunderstanding. The spirituality is like, family life is not, it's not really advanced life. If you are like strict meditator, hiding in a cave, or I don't know, maybe in front of fire in the hot summer. Some idea is like crazy idea floats in this world sometimes. Or in frozen atmosphere, inside the water, you are meditating. Prabhuji, did you see that man? It's so cold, he's in the water meditating. He's serious. Show me where Krishna said that. Show me. You understand? I'm also looking for this. I don't see in our scripture or any Veda said that Krishna will be happy in a hot summer if you put a fire and he's sitting right in front of fire in a hot summer and chanting it like, wow, this man is very advanced. Because in hot summer in front of fire. No, Krishna did not say that. You cannot show me. I want to look at it. What Krishna wants us to serve Him, love Him, whatever we have. We follow. One devotee told Prabhupada, I used to take LSD. Maybe some of you don't know what is LSD. It's all right, you don't have to know. It's a kind of a bad drug. I don't know either. But I met the people who got LSD addicted one time. So he told Prabhupada that a neurologist told me my brain cell is damaged because of heavy drug. I should go back to my family and take care of my brain cell and maybe some treatment and then come back, become devotee. Prabhupada said, Krishna is not looking what you have or you don't have. Krishna is looking what you offer him and what you keep it. If I have $100, I'm keeping $90, giving $10. Of course, $90 you're keeping for who? Separately from Krishna. Why not you make your house for Krishna? Your body for Krishna. Everything you do, connect it. So to demonstrate, I'm going to show you a PowerPoint presentation how Lord Krishna exhibited through his life in this world when he was here. Okay? So this is Krishna, Supreme Leadership Learning to Lead from Krishna in Dwarka. Krishna. So I had a 3 session, but today we are going to do just 1 session and maybe next month or sometime I'll do another session. Example. Three sessions is one is Krishna is an organized God. Every day sun rises, sun sets. You have no idea how it is happening. Actually, he organized. Everybody take birth, they sustain, and they leave this world. Everything was organized. It's a very mystery, but we need to see that how Krishna is an organized God. It's not a whimsical God. Some conception is floating in this world that if you go to another God, I'll be envy. I'm sure some of you know which religion I'm saying. That God literally said that if you go to another God, I'll be envy. So better don't go. Krishna is not that kind of. Bhagavad Gita 7:21, he says, any God you want to worship, I'll make arrange because you have no idea how you're going to worship. It is me who arrange everything. You can worship whoever you like. So when you understand from this angle, why should I waste my time to worship any God? It's Him who organizes everything. So that's another one session. But today's session is the second one, the living a balanced life. If we can learn this and apply this in our life, we will feel emotional shelter in that community feeling that I belong to this group, I belong to this temple, I belong to this Krishna conscious devotee who cares for my spiritual life, who cares for you. You will have that feeling and you will extend this. I don't know how many Kormi people you speak. I do speak every day almost. I purposely stop by and see where people are in this world, in America. Everybody is searching for belonging. Even though they have family, but they feel like bored sometimes, lonely. They feel like even though they have a husband, wife, children, still the heart is not fulfilled. So what they do, they are always trying to do something to divert from their own bad feeling. Krishna says very beautifully to Muchukunda in the cave. It's in 10th canto, 51 chapter, beautiful. He says, Mam prashanna jana kaschit na arati so chitam. Mam prashanna. If you please me once by becoming a devotee, you will never have to lament or fear for future or illusion for present. You will never go back. So if we can somehow or other learn the techniques, how to love Krishna in the world, through the world, with the world, then your life is fun. And then you can infect others and help others to come. You follow? We have to be happy in order to advertise others that this is a happy life. Our whole purpose of ISKCON Prabhupada says, from ignorance level to happy servant. You follow? But you have to go through from ignorance, how you pass through different stages, elevate your consciousness, elevate, uplift your consciousness. That's all it is. The whole Krishna consciousness is nothing but elevating our consciousness. More elevate your consciousness is, you are approaching to Krishna, then you become Krishna conscious. So I'm going to discuss today leadership, that each of us need to become leader. Be responsible for your own life. Don't give your life to somebody else to be responsible. Everything you think, everything you do, you should be responsible. Why am I thinking this? Thought, you don't have a control what thought will pass through. What idea will pass through, what desire will pass through, what feeling will pass through. But you do have a control what to focus on. You follow? You have to remember, you are not a controller. Actually, living entity is never a controller. But you are eternally chooser. You make a choice. You like a driving, right or left, that you make the choice. But you are not really controller of. Very deep down, if you really deeply think, actually you are not a controller ever. Our biggest problem is controlling. We want to control. We want to control. Lording over. Very dangerous. So leadership means taking care of others. If believe or not, if you really think of taking care, even your brother, sister, children, or parents, or whoever, if you take care of their spiritual life, it will boost your spiritual life. I see myself. I get more scared than what devotee will think if I am not disciplined myself. And it's a good motivation to me. As a result, I see that transformation taking place. Follow. Mahaprabhu says this, Apuni achuri dharma jipke shikhay, apuni na koile dharma shikhana na jay. In chapter 4 of the Lila, Mahaprabhu says, Apuni achuri dharma, practice yourself, become a self-exemplary. Then others will adapt it, learn. When they see you are happy, they want to be happy. So this is very important. I'm going to show you a good example of a beautiful tree, that how tree is strong and always giving. Tree is a one species or one body that whole life is giving to others. We have an example like this. Mothers, parents, they give so much to the children. I don't know how much children really say, thank you, mommy, thank you, mommy, thank you, mommy. I don't think so, but once in a while, maybe. Yeah. Maybe. Once in a while. Strong communities actually grow from strong individuals. If we are individually advancing, then strong community will grow. How to be strong and stay strong so that we can be source of strength of others. To answer this question, we are going to look at 10 Canto 69 to 70, which describes this. A tree. It's very funny because I never had like this. I always have like sideways. But it's not. A tree stands strong through all kinds of weather and goes on giving shade and shelter and fruits to others. But it can only do so because who said this? Reason? Very good. Because it's deeply rooted. When you come to Krishna consciousness, dive into the philosophy to go deeper understanding. This material world will have always problem. You are in the temple, there is a bad news. Some sannyasi fell down. Something happened, somebody fights. This politics. This material world will have always, you follow. But if your understanding is very deep, that material world is made for that. Why I should be bothered? I should focus on Krishna, serving Him. You follow? Loving Krishna through the world, in the world, with the world. When you're focused on that, nobody can move you. You will not be bothered by it. It's required, Prabhus and mothers. It is required, compulsory. Try to dive into deep understanding. We should grow higher, also go deeper. Very important. Because only when the tree has a so strong root, deep root, it can last. You know, hurricane comes, snow, or hot. The tree cannot complain. Give me some water. Anybody ever heard that trees talk? No. But they do feel hot, but they are not like desperate to get out of the tree body to get the water. But they are a good example. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that's why he says, Trinadapi Sunichena Toruriva Sarishna. Toruriva. Tolerate like trees. They don't complain. Now, is it possible practically? Yes, possible. Yes, possible. In Mathura Lila, I don't know how many of you read Krishna book. In Mathura Lila, we see Lord Krishna. He came when he was 11 and a half from Vrindavan to Mathura, and he lived there for 13 and a half years. So total 25 years. Then he went to Dwarka for 100 years. So lived for 125 years. He always looked 100. He always looked, how old? 60. Very handsome young boy. Need some suggestion. 16 is like a teenager. Krishna always looked like a, want to talk to him. It's so lovable. It's eternally like. Why he is acting as a 16 years even though he's the oldest of all, you can ask him when you meet him. Because he'll reveal each person differently. You can ask, really, literally ask. When Gopakumar went to Krishna, he's crying. Krishna says, why are you crying? You are here with me. Life is over. Material life is over. You are eternally will be with me forever. He said, I know, but I'm laughing, but he was not laughing, he was crying. He said, I had a teacher, he used to tell me, Krishna's beautiful eyes like a lotus petal. But lotus petal has no beauty when I'm looking at your eyes. So beautiful. So beautiful, and started crying. You are so beautiful. I wish I could have that glimpse. I would run from the material world quick. So then Krishna explains that my devotee take a hard struggle to preach. It's not easy to preach in the material world. But there is nothing to compare. So lotus petal is the closest thing to my eyes. That's why they say it's like a lotus petal. But actually Krishna's eyes is more beautiful than lotus petal. Any beauty you see in this world is all come from Krishna. Jat 10.41, what Krishna says. Jat vibhuti mat sattam. Bhagavad Gita 10.41, you will see Krishna says, Jat vibhuti mat sattam srimat urjitam eva. Tat avagachattam mama tejam sasambhava. Any beauty you see in this world, it's all coming from Him. Then why don't you love Him? If you look at the beauty, you are attracted by the beauty of a girl or a boy or a Disney, whatever the beauty is, beautiful garden, flower, fruit. Why not you look at Krishna? Of course, some of you may be hesitating to tell that, well, when I look at a young boy, very handsome or beautiful girl, it's different beauty, but when I look at Nitai Gaurnatada, not, I don't feel like that attracted. Be honest. Because here it says, Bhakta deha paile hai guna Bhakta deha paile hai gunera smaran guna krishna bhaiya kare nirmala bhajan. To be attracted to the deity form, you have to focus on the quality of the deities. We are not idol worshipper, where we are ideal worshipper. Ideal worshipper means this form should bring you to the substance. Substance means His divine characters, qualities, how He reciprocates. All these characters, quality, Nitai Gaurnataraj, when you are focusing on that and you're looking at the deity, you will start developing a little attraction. And when you get more and more substance of Nitai Gaurnataraj, then the substance and form will be one. You follow? In the beginning, looking at the form should take you to the substance. When you are endowed with the substance, then substance and form becomes one. So when you, every day you can read 64 qualities in Nectar Devotion has, in Chaitanya Charitamrita, many book has 64 quality of Krishna. Why don't you focus on those qualities? Every day, one day, 64 days, you come back. Okay, what was the Krishna's? Suramma is the unparalleled beauty. Suramma, first one. Like this, you focus on it. Okay, I like that girl, she's beautiful. Or that boy, very handsome. Or that flower, very beautiful. But he is origin of that. You just think of one, you follow? The next day you focus on one. Develop those kind of substance, Prabhus and mothers. Then the form, the substance will become one to you. Then you will fall in love. It will start talking with you. Literally. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Kashishwar Pandit, his bodyguard, you need to go to Vrindavan. Say, Prabhu, I'm not going anywhere without you. I'm going to just stay at your feet. I'm not going anywhere. So Mahaprabhu mystically just pull out something from his body, a deity. Said, here, this is non-difference. I just pull out, here, take it. If it is non-different, then the deity can stay here. Deity can go, I'm going to stay with him. What a logic, isn't it? So he started crying. Then then Mahaprabhu left. Deity started talking. You don't think I am Mahaprabhu, right? Who is talking? Deity said, you think I am not Mahaprabhu? It sounds exactly Mahaprabhu. So he's looking at the deity. He said, you are Mahaprabhu? He said, yes. Give me some water. I'm very thirsty. You don't even serve. You don't care of serving. No, I'll bring you some water. Here's the water. Say, I'm hungry now. So he gives some prasadam. He said, okay, make a nice bed. So he put a bed. He said, in a long time, I need some massage. He said, he fell in love more than Mahaprabhu physical. Of course, this is also Mahaprabhu. He said, now let's go with me. We are going together to Vrindavan. So they went like this. You follow? Lord will reciprocate when you have a substance and the form together. Otherwise, just looking at the form but not aware of God's quality, attributes, character is reciprocal, we will stay. Anybody here ever ate soup with a liquid soup with forks? Can you raise hand? You did? Liquid soup with forks? I thought Bhakta will say that. Two things will happen to you. You'll stay busy and hungry. So, Prabhu's and Mother, don't eat liquid soup with forks. Looking at the deity is good, but hearing about them is more important. Because the substance, Veddam Vastavam Atra Vastu Shivadam Tapatrayana Unmulanam. Veddam Vastavam Atra Vastu. Bhagavatam beginning with this, that Krishna is a Vastav Vastu. Vastu means substance. He's a substance. We need to focus on the substance. Then the form and substance will become and will attract us.
So if substance is important, why do we need form?
Huh?
If substance is what we should focus on, why do we need
Through the form. Without form, only focusing on substance, you will be speculating. So form is there. Then form, and then you attract the substance in your heart. Then they will merge. Then you will see form is the substance. But in the beginning, it will become like an idol, just a statue, deity or something. Is that clear? Okay. Thank you. So, we should have a beautiful example. Each of you can become like a tree. So to become a functionable tree, you have to have a deeper understanding. You follow? And then you will have a flower and fruits, and you can actually help the community a big deal. Because if you are not, what is the biggest part in the tree, example, is deeply rooted. So we have to become deeply rooted to what? Eternity. Anything you do in your day-to-day life, you think you have a two identity. Who was telling me identity crisis? Today somebody was answering. Did I meet you before? I don't think so. But you raised your hand. You had an identity thought? You did. Alright. We have you write down, two identity we have. One is fundamental identity and one is functional identity. Functional identity is like, I am a Orlandian or whatever. I didn't know Orlandian. I'm a mother. I'm a father. I'm a little girl. Are you little girl? Okay, thank you. So I'm a little girl. I act like a little girl. That's a functional identity. That's not the real identity. Fundamental identity is we are eternal. Who are you? Who are you? Eternal soul. Four things. If you think of identity, just focus on these four things and then first say negative, what you are not. In Bhagavad Gita, 2nd chapter, Krishna explains all the negative first to Arjuna. What you are not. Na jayate mrite va kadachin, bhutta bhavita va na bhuya, ajo nitya sasvataya annate hannamane sarire. So many verses you will see. Nainam chinnanti shasrani, nainam dahati. You cannot be cut. Hey, you cannot be killed. Hey, you cannot be wet. You cannot be dry. Who is talking about? Soul. Arjuna, you follow? But he's talking about that what you are not. So first thing, Prabhus and mothers, remember what you are not first thing. Always you think. Jai Sri Sita Gauramaharaj ki Jai. So first thing you have to think what you are not. Second thing you will say, I am a conscious being. Just the opposite to the matter. And third, I am a servant of God. Don't think servant of God first. If you look at Prabhupada's lecture, Prabhupada's whole life, he talked, I am not this body more than I am a servant of God. Why? It is important because Bhagavad Gita started like this. What you are not. All the time we think, I am a man, I am this, I am that. No, you are not this. You follow? I'm not talking that in the airport, if you are in an immigration place, you say, I'm not this. Don't say what you are in the passport. But in your home, you should practice this. I'm not this body. I'm not this body. First. Second is, I'm conscious being. How do I prove I am here? By thinking. How? I can think, therefore I am. I have a feeling. This is who I am. Think like this. You follow? First is negative, then positive. Then third is, I'm a servant of God. And fourth is very important. I have a particular, in relation, in identifying with Krishna, I have a particular sentiment that Krishna has bestowed in my heart as a lover, holding that love for Krishna as a beloved to taste that love. That is the highest identity. We are shooting for that. But don't think in the beginning. Think first what you are not. Then it will be easy. Okay. So to become a tree like this, you have to be deep root. Not only do these practice roots us in our eternal relationship. So can you think something, how deep your understanding will be in your practical day-to-day life? What are the deep-rooted understanding you have? How can you develop that? Make sure everything is connected with eternity. Then you will be deeply rooted to the eternity. Then nobody can move you around. First thing, what we do? No, that's for the soul. For the tree. Chanting. Is this eternal connection?
Yes.
Yes. Chanting is eternal. It's not like only Prabhupada brought you here. It is eternally there in Golok Vrindavan. What is the second, you think? You hearing now about eternal. Hearing Bhagavatam, hearing about Krishna Katha, reading Bhagavad Gita is eternal. Third, reading Prabhupada's books. These are all eternal connection. It's not only this life. It will go with you. When you die, The knowledge, 6 things goes with you. One of them is this. Your understanding, your realization will go with you. So there is no loss in spiritual. Materially loss, everything you have. As soon you exit, you have no connection with the asset you have. But spiritually, everything goes with you. So nice, isn't it? You better invest in spiritual bank more and more every day. 5th is DT. Every day you should look at 5 things you're supposed to do every day. Prabhupada says, to have a balance. Have an object to see, whether it's a painting or picture or DT in your house. Every day, look at the DT. Write down Krishna Darshan, number 1. Krishna Darshan, then Krishna Bhakta Sangha, then Krishna Kirtan. Every day you have to check. Krishna Hari Sravan. Every day you have to do Kirtan, also hear. And the last one, who can say, who can guess? Krishna, who said that? Very good. Intelligent. Krishna Prasad. So these 5 things you should do every day. Compulsion. Every day you do these 5 things, you'll become Krishna conscious. What are the 5 things I said? Somebody can reflect quick.
Krishna Darshan,
Krishna Darshan, Krishna Bhakta Sangha, Krishna Kirtan, Krishna Shravan, Krishna Prasad. 5 number, I hope you don't forget. If you do these 5 things, you become Krishna conscious. They affect to our consciousness, but we have to do every day. If you don't have a deity, have a big nice picture of Krishna. Some darshan, your eyes, senses has to be looking at Krishna. Okay. It is a fact that without being nourished by our sadhana, nothing else we try to do is going to grow properly. This is very important. ISKCON is a spiritual movement. While material skill and resources can help, ultimately, this movement is running on the internal potency of the Lord. I made a little note here. Prabhupada said, this Krishna consciousness movement running by internal potency. Let me ask you a funny question. Does Krishna needs protection, or Krishna gives all everybody protection? Krishna gives protection. But if you talk to Mother Yashoda, she will not agree. She will say Krishna needs protection. She is concerned 24 hours a day how to protect him. So which one is true? Both. Good answer. Give a gopi jai. It's true. Krishna, thank you, Bhaktavi. Krishna always protect everybody. Krishna also need protection, but there's a big difference. You follow? You come very intimate associate, then you will know, oh, Krishna needs protection. And Krishna created a scenery that he needs protection. They have 50 rooms. Mother Joshua said, come here. Now he's running. And on the threshold, boom, fell. It's a baby, just fell, But by the time she's trying to catch it, he's going another room and falling again. Then she's praying, oh Narayan, please protect him, please protect him. This is a big nourishment. Only when you have a relationship like this, you will understand how much happy. So Krishna does both. Similarly, ISKCON. ISKCON is actually transcendental. Do not think of ISKCON as a material. Even though it's registered in the county with the Secretary of State by Prana Prabhu as ISKCON Orlando. It looks like material also. Yes, but it's also spiritual. So Prabhupada said it requires no protection, but we need to protect it. You figure it out. I was thinking, what is that? It's the same thing. Krishna protects everybody, but Krishna also needs protection. When we are intimately with ISKCON, we need to always be an example that people are happy to see the ISKCON devotees. They have behavior, our feelings, you follow, our way we reciprocate with the people, that people should feel an attraction. At the same time, we need to protect When you see from the road, some people will say, "What is that?" Oh, there's some Hare Krishna temple. But when a devotee pass by, somebody say, "What is that?" That's my temple. Can you see the difference? There is a temple, that's my temple. And when you become very close to this philosophy deep, when somebody say, "What's going on here? Can I help you?" You feel like you are ISKCON. It's not like ISKCON is my temple. You are ISKCON. When they want to inquire, you feel like you are responsible to answer and reciprocate. You follow? It depends on your mamata and sneha, two things. How much love you have and how much possession you have on Krishna consciousness. More deeper you go, more you develop that. So, Prabhupada said like this, so we need to make sure we are fully taking shelter of and tapping into this internal potency. If you can tap into internal potency, when you chant every day, you know who else is there with the chanting when you chant? Sudarshan Chakra. Chaitanya Bhagavat, yes, you should meditate this. Chaitanya Bhagavat, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told to Haridas, about Haridas Thakur to everybody else in that audience. He said, তুমি ভালো চিন্তিলে না করো মুই বল তোমার লাগি মোরা চক্র হইল বিফল. Because you are thinking always good for those people who are hurting you, you're always thinking good for them. Even my Sudarshan Chakra is always with you. Anybody chant this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Sudarshan Chakra is watching them. But because you're thinking good about those people who torturing you, my Sudarshan Chakra could not do anything harm to them. Otherwise, it would finish them, kill them immediately. You follow? So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu revealed this in Srivas Thakur's house to Haridas Thakur, about Haridas Thakur. So, devotees should not suffer, but misunderstanding may cause suffer. We need to make sure that we are fully taking shelter of ISKCON, what ISKCON is giving. You know what ISKCON gives actually? Krishna. Who gives Krishna? Who? Everybody is whispering.
Srila Prabhupada.
ISKCON is giving Krishna, Prabhupada says. You know when you give Krishna, you look at 4.6 Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Aja api san abhayatma bhutanam apishyasan prakritim sam adhisthaya sambhavami atma mayaya. If you look at 4.6, Krishna says, Aja api san abhayatma. It is by my internal potency I appear. You have it? What it says?
Although I am unborn and my transcendental body never deteriorates, and although I am the Lord of all living entities, I still appear in every millennium in my original transcendental form.
Very good. And then in that sloka, it's very interesting. Atma Mayaya, if you look at word by word meaning, Atma Maya means by my internal potency. So when ISKCON is giving Krishna, when Krishna is given, who gives? Internal potency. So ISKCON is actually under the protection of internal potency. When you take shelter of ISKCON, you actually come under internal potency. You follow? Don't go to external potency. External potency means talk bad. Maybe perception need to be changed. So if you become conscious of me, Krishna says, Mat prasadat tarishashi, 1858, Krishna says, Mat chitta sarva durgani, mat prasadat tarishashi. If you think like this about me, I'll walk with you to all the obstacles that you ever face in your life. Isn't it so sweet, that verse, 1858, beautiful. So to be a strong man or woman, leader in ISKCON, means to have a strong sadhana, everyday strong sadhana, chanting. Everyday sadhana should become visible. You know, strong sadhana means not like hiding in your room or in a closet. Means you are chanting nicely that other also get inspired. whether it's your children or parents. Just like this Prabhu says, Prabhu, कितना बार बोलती हूँ वो लोग को बैठ के जप करो. I'm sorry, I'm speaking Hindi. I told many times my children, sit down and chant. I said, this is not going to work. He said, that's the problem, Prabhu, it's not going to work. I said, of course it is not going to work. You should sit down with your japamala and say, come, let's chant. So after a week I called. I said, how is it working in New York? I was there for 2 weeks and then he said, Prabhu, it's a miracle. Now they're chanting with me. I said, yes. They see, they do. By telling them this is not going to work. You follow? Be an exemplary to yourself, then it will influence your wife, your husband, your children, your parents, everybody will become. But we don't want to exhibit. We hide our own spiritual in our closet and we are telling them, hey, you should come, you should come. No, we be an exemplary. It is necessary. To be a strong Krishna conscious means to have a strong sadhana, and our sadhana should be visible to others. If the devotees see us in Mangalarti, chanting focused japa, listening attentively in Bhagavatam class, reading Srila Prabhupada books, they will be inspired and they will adapt. Believe or not. Children watches more than they talk. In my own experience. So the deity worship darshan every day. Second is association. This is how you deepen your roots, your understanding, realization in Krishna. And one more, pilgrimage. Come to Alachua sometime. You don't have to spend $1,000 buying ticket to India. You can go to Alachua. You have a Vrindavan village in Janmashtami time. So you can go to Vrindavan, whole Vrindavan in a couple hours without paying for it. So this will be nice. Also, if you have an opportunity, you can go and actually have. Nice to see you, Prabhu. Nice to see you. Okay, the next. Is there any example? Is there any instruction Krishna gave? Yes. Where? In Bhagavad Gita. Can someone read it loudly, Prabhu? Can you read it? You?
Kalash.
Yeah.
Where's the microphone? Mic.
यद यद आचार्यति श्रेष्ठः तत् तत् एवर तरो जना सा यत् परमाणं कुरुते प्रमाणं कुरुते लोकस्तत् अनुवर्तते. Whatever action a great man performs, common men follow, and whatever standard he sets by exemplary acts, all the world pursues.
It's true. Whatever we do, other will copy and follow. It's a fact. So human being naturally follow the leader. It's a fact. So even if you feel like your spiritual life does not necessarily depend on attending the morning program every day, still your attendance is essential for setting a good example for others. This is the example that Krishna sets in Bhagavad Gita 3:22. He says, I have no duty to perform, yet I perform duties to the example for others. Does Krishna need to sit down in meditation every day? Yes, no?
No.
But he does. I'll show you. Look at here. You take that verse, you look at it. Krishna, every day he does meditation. Just to set up the example that you need to get up in the morning and meditate on God. Of course, he meditated on himself. But Prabhupada also made a note. He said, don't meditate on yourself, meditate on Krishna. Krishna can meditate on himself. That is all right. But we should not meditate on ourselves. You follow? If you cannot come to Mangalarti every day, come once a month at least. Make a little habit. If you cannot get up for Mangalarti in your house, do it at least once a week. It is necessary. Can we do that? Yes or no? Yes. Do it. Thank you. So this is Krishna. Brahma Muhurte Utthaya Vari Upasrishya Badhava. Okay, here is the translation for you. Can you read that? What else Krishna does? Look at it in the morning. What else Krishna does?
that most saintly of personalities would perform the entire sequence of prescribed rituals, beginning with worship at dawn. After offering oblations into the sacred fire, Lord Krishna would silently chant the Gayatri Mantra.
Look at, he chant mantra. Not that he needs it, but he sets an example. Remember the previous verse we said, whatever the great personality does, common man follows. So Krishna used to do chanting every day. He would get up and attend the Mangalarti morning program. And this is very important. We need to learn this. That how Krishna does this. He manifested this for us. So what did we say to have a deep root? First was? Yes, these are sadhana. These are sadhana. And Krishna did this, everyday sadhana. For us to learn like this. He also did, each day the Lord propitiated the demigods, sages and forefathers who are all his expansion. The self-possessed Lord would then carefully worship his elders and the brahmanas. How many children wake up and say, thank you, Mommy, Hare Krishna, Mommy, Hare Krishna, Daddy? I'm sure you do that, right? Maybe you can start. It is a good habit. Always respect the elders, at least the parents. It is a very good principle. It is important. Krishna did this every day. If Krishna can do, should we not do? Or we should do? What do you think? Are you going to start tomorrow? You're going to say Hare Krishna, Baba, Hare Krishna, Mommy. Yes? Every children should learn. Everyone should do. Actually, even grown up, they should do. Reciprocate. It is necessary. Krishna did this every day. And Krishna also gave this good example. This is the verse. Would you like to read that? Yeah. And the translation.
Whatever action a great man performs, common men follow. And whatever standards he sets by exemplary acts, all the world pursues. People in general always require a leader who can teach the public by practical behavior. A leader cannot teach the public to stop smoking if he himself smokes. Lord Chaitanya said that a teacher should behave properly before he begins teaching. One who teaches in that way is called Acharya, or the ideal teacher. Therefore, a teacher must follow the principles of Shastra, scripture, to teach the common man. The teacher cannot manufacture rules against the principles of revealed scriptures.
Very good. And on the left side, you see these are few points I made. You can read that too.
Leadership means setting example. Masses follow example of leader. Following the rules oneself is prerequisite for teaching to others. Inappropriate behavior of missionaries jeopardizes the image of the mission. A community's expansion is unsustainable without Vaishnava Sadhana.
Very good. Now, question is, if you reflect in your life on a situation that you did not have any guidance from seniors, or you didn't have any juniors to share, or to express your care to the juniors, or share with your peers, respect your seniors. Did you ever have this in life? Sometime that you didn't have? I tell you why. If you learn something and if you did not share with somebody, you'll feel a missing. And when you share it, it actually doubles your understanding. Try to do that whenever you can. It is very important. Has anyone been in a situation where you are lacking either senior, junior or peers association? Anyone here? Remember? No? Yes, go ahead. How did that feel?
How did it feel?
Yeah.
It feels, it's like a sense of incompleteness. Like I have this thing, but until I like connect it to something or someone else, it feels like there's a missing link.
Yes, very good. Very good. This is very fact. So we need all this relationship to be balanced. In your household life, make sure you have a senior person. When you get up from bed, make sure you bow down to the senior, Guru Krishna. You follow? Senior. And if you have a husband or wife, you share. Say, I had a nice sleep. Hopefully today will be a very good day for as a devotee. Like this, share. Always equal. Not like isolated, quiet. And then if you have a junior, give a hug. If you have a good sleep, just have a reciprocation. Krishna did this every day. If you look at Krishna's life, it's so wonderful example. I show you a beautiful picture, then you will know. We need all this relationship to be balanced. And in all three kinds of relationship, we need to be giver. This is a beautiful picture, isn't it? This giving is the fruit of the tree of life. Just as a tree sustains the lives of others by its fruits, a leader supports whether temple president or husband or wife or even, amongst your peers, a leader. We all are leader. One way or other, we all are leader. You are responsible for your own life. So if you think more deeply like this, always try to be leader means try to give. What can I share? But to give, you have to practice before. You have to have it before you give. So make sure you practice and also try to share. To the children, if parents never fight, they will always remember, my parents never fought. It's so good, and they will not fight with their spouse. It's a very good example. Honestly, it's very important. We share our thoughts, our feelings with the peers, and we give knowledge and inspiration to juniors, isn't it? But we have taken nourishment from their roots. That is what was the roots? Chanting, reading. Good. Good. This is the water that enable us to grow in bhakti and eventually be able to produce the fruits of pure love for Krishna. Now, in between the roots and the fruits, you know where the fruits are? On top. Where are the roots? On the bottom. So in between the roots and fruits, there is the structure of the tree, starting with the trunk. The trunks support the branches and leaves and holds everything up. The trunk corresponds to our personal well-being, which has 4 parts. Prabhus and mothers, remember, physical parts, mental or emotional, intellectual parts, and social well-being. Now one could argue that if you are a pure devotee, you can get by very happily on the strength of your sadhana. Even if you are weak health or many reasons to be disturbed in your life, you can transcend this by spiritual energy. But most of us put at least some thought into this. Even pure devotee function best as a manager when they have a healthy balance in our 4 of these areas. You know how you function the best in your life? If you look at right at this moment, do you see you have a physical body? All of you. Within this physical body, you have a system. You have a respiratory system, the breathing in and out, and the oxygen goes to the brain everywhere. You have a skeleton system, the bones, everything structured well. You follow? If one bone fracture, I won't be able to sit here. I'll feel like pain. Skeleton structure, system is there. You have a digestive system. So many systems, you follow, within this body. When all the system within this physical body are in balance, you have a perfect health. Now you may say, I don't care everything. Say your digestion system doesn't work. But you can breathe. Are you happy? Okay, your digestive system is working perfect, but you cannot breathe. Your respiratory system is not working. Will you be okay? So can you understand that all the system within this body has to balance? You follow? Similarly, spiritual life, this family life you have, make it balance. It is very important. So first thing you need in balance, physical. Second, mental or emotional. Every person in this room should have a friend or family, somebody where you got hurt mentally or whatever, that you can relate to that person. And that person, without judging, can hear, not become controversial or something, but rather you feel a shelter. That when I go to my mother, she's never going to tell anybody what I'm going through unless she feels it's okay to tell. And I feel very comfortable with her because she comforts me. Everybody, when we grow up, still we need it. When Prabhupada would speak with Krishnadas Babaji Maharaj, his god brother, Indradrona Maharaj, they say, they would just laugh and laugh and laugh, and they don't understand what they're talking, little bit talking and laughing so much. He said, Prabhupada having a very happy, joyful life. Yes, you follow? Everybody, because with the disciple is one thing, with the other senior or god brother is another thing. We all need that. Everybody make sure you have physical body running good. Make sure you also have a mental, emotional shelter. What else do you need? Intellectual. I'm coming. Yes. No, that's good. You're thinking. Intellectual. Intellectual is very important. I mean, all are important. But intellectual, if you have all the other system, other support, but if you don't have intellectual, you won't be feeling enthusiasm to practice. You feel depressed. And how do you get intelligent, you know? From hearing and applying. Just hearing is not enough. You have to apply that philosophy. Then you get intelligent. Very important. And then next one is social. Yes.
What would be an example of not being balanced intellectually?
You have a good health. Maybe emotionally drowned, but other person supporting. Because somebody said something bad. But then you are not thinking, what is the purpose that person came to the movement? I also have come. That person also have come. What is the purpose? To go to Krishna. So intelligence can guard you. Look, that person is not fighting with you or saying something that Krishna is not God. Generally, in devotee association, you will never find that there is a conflict with the essential principle. That one person is thinking Ganeshji is God, you believe Krishna is God, there is a fight. No, amongst the devotee you never see that. Did you ever see, anybody ever saw that? No. What conflict is, we are individual. We have individual preference. I like this way. I like halwa should be cooked in ghee. And Bhakta, he says, no, oil is good. I don't like oil. You don't like oil, I don't care. Okay, we have a big problem now. I like halwa to be cooked in ghee and he likes in oil. What should we do? Maybe we should split. We never want to see each other. What for? He has come for Krishna, I also have come from Krishna. We have to have an individual, otherwise it will be boring. Spiritual world is not like all amalgamated, like one. No, there is a individual preference, individual personality is there, individual is eternally there. So then we say, okay, you like oil? Okay, it's interesting. I like ghee, it's all right. That's fine. Just accept it. Go with it. No need to argue. Because our essential purpose is only one. We came here to get Krishna and go back home. So when we focus, but how will you focus? Intelligence. Intelligence will be the guard. Don't waste your time arguing. He likes oil halwa, and you like ghee halwa. It's okay. I don't need to fight for it. I won't take the halwa with the oil, but I won't tell him. Because then it will be more fight. It's okay. You follow? But intelligence will guide us to stay focused. One sannyasi fell down, oh my God. I don't feel like to chant it, because I respect that sannyasi. I understand it's a bad example, but what can you do? Maya can knock anybody down. You follow? Intelligence will say, hey, even Brahmaji got fall, the most advanced being in this creation. Krishna says this, Daivi Esha Gunamayi Mama Maya Durattaya. It's very difficult to cross over my Maya. Krishna said this. So your intelligence will keep you focused. Okay, this can happen. I pray that Maharaj come back. I pray. You follow, you will change. With intelligence you will change. You will not be judgmental or look down to him. You say he faced it anyway, he failed. I hope he comes back and keep on going. I'll pray for him. And then you will chant maybe a few more rounds. You may share your rounds for him. Intelligence is very important. It makes sense? Thank you. Nice question, though. Okay, here you see if we have a physical, mental, and emotional and social. So this is what we find in between the fruits and roots in the structure. Now, how do we see the example in our day-to-day life? Yeah, we had social. Oh, we didn't discuss. What we are doing right now? Social gathering. Imagine you are only alone and I am here. And we are going for, and your mind will be thinking, I wish others were here. I wish they were there. I wish they would be like. You follow? But when everybody agrees, when everybody support each other, you follow? This social gathering is very healthy. It's very healthy, very important. Social gathering doesn't mean, of course, everything is Krishna-centered. Doesn't mean you don't ask individual needs, concern. If you meet, like Prabhupada, in Japan, the landlord was complaining because there was no Hare Krishna first time, Prabhupada's time, the first time in history of Japan, the Hare Krishna temple. And then in the early morning, 4 o'clock, big drum, dancing, chanting, all the Western, and the complaint went from the other tenants, 4 o'clock is too early. Like, what these people are doing, why you rented this. So they complained, but this owner, she was thinking of coming to inquire. So Prabhupada heard it, Prabhupada saw her, and Prabhupada went outside. He said, oh, you are managing this very nice place. She said, yes, it's hard. We try to keep all the tenants happy. He said, yes, Prabhupada says it's important. As a landlord, we need to keep. And I know we make some because we wake up. Maybe we'll keep it little down. Oh, thank you. That's a simple way Prabhupada solved the whole problem. But later on we found she was angry to give a ticket that leave. So we don't have to impose our idea to others. You follow? When you think Somebody is wrong, you have the better idea, you want to like impose. Hey, I want to talk to you. You know, you should not do this. No need. Don't do that. Build a relationship that he feels that you care for him. Let that person ask you, yeah, I'm sorry, I know I'm going through tough life. Don't give advice here. You're going through tough life, I'm sorry to hear that. You're repeating the same thing he said. But he heard that you heard. You follow? Communication, 16:15. Krishna says five ways you communicate to this world. Anudvega karam vakyam sattam priyam hitam jaja. 16, chapter 15,
No,
17, 15. Sorry, 17, 15. So Krishna says 5 ways you communicate. So then when that person understand, okay, he really heard me, that's very nice. Then he will change his own view, what he was thinking. Said, you know, actually I wanted to ask you, now you got your chance. What do you think I should do? Then you say, okay, you asked me, so I'm going to tell you. I think if you can do this, that time that person will accept it. Generally parents don't do it, but if any parents, I did see one parent, a friend of mine, is not a devotee, Bob, you know Bob, the Italian guy, used to come to them. He had a problem with his son, so I was really like seeing this philosophy of Krishna's way. So I told him, his son is about 18 or 17 at that time. He said, Govind, I tell him so many things, he doesn't listen, he doesn't have any respect. I said, maybe you have to create it. It's your son. You have to create that respect. You don't demand it. So he said, yesterday I was so angry, I was mad like anything. I gave him so many instructions, I don't know if he got anything. I did a test. I mean, sometimes a little crazy. I do test on this philosophy just to see how real. It's a surprise that Krishna really. So I told Bob to sit down in the behind the curtain in the shop, and I called his son, and he came. And I asked him, so how is everything? He said, okay. I said, how is your father? I don't know. You don't know? He said, I don't know about your father. Why? Are you okay with him? He said, no, he's angry with me. I said, I thought your father told me, he told you so many good advice. No, he was angry with me. So after I discussed few minutes, he left. He had no idea his father is listening. So I said, did you hear what he heard? Do you know what happened? When you accuse a child, a person you want to give the most important lesson, do not ever accuse. That's what Krishna says. Anudvega karam vakyam. Do not agitate. Create an atmosphere, facility where the person feels want to hear from you. So important. So Bob, this big Italian guy, he knows because he used to come to my shop. He said, I can't believe he doesn't remember anything. I said, because you accuse him. You said such a bad word. You're dull-headed. You don't understand. That's it. The word, one word, dull-headed to a child, to his son, 17 years old. His ear doesn't hear. Try to understand. Ear doesn't hear. Sound goes there. There is a drum. The drum is connected with the brain. Brain has to have an impression imprinted. And I spoke to a neurologist about this, and they were like surprised that our philosophy actually has more details than theirs. Actually, we do. We have a more elaborate description in our philosophy than neurologists figure it out. Then your head, if there is an impression, then it can relate. But if you have an accusation, you accuse someone, you really want to help that person, but you begin with the accusation. You know, you are always doing mistake. Don't do that. Then you already block that person to hear you. Are you okay? I'm sorry. Make it caring, loving. You follow? If you want to teach them, give them a good lesson. Then you deliver in a way that that person feels. My mother cares for me. My father cares for me. My friend cares for me. when they feel, they will take it. And they will remember it. Now Paul had a good intention. He wanted to teach his son. But his son doesn't remember anything except he was angry. But that's not what he wanted to tell him, that I'm angry. But that's what he did. So it is very important. It's a science. You know, I have two sons. One is 27, one is 24. They are my best friend, believe it or not. Every night before we go to sleep, we pray. We are like a buddy. Because I respect them and they also respect. We have like a hope. Because this philosophy I apply and I see it works. It works. Even with my temple president, it doesn't matter, she can hear it. We have a very good relationship. She has her respectable position, I have mine. So when we communicate, every day we communicate. Even I came here, she said nobody is here for the computer because I take care of the, whoever transfer. So we connected. But we have a respect. We have to learn to respect each other according to our respectable position. Not that respect everybody is saying. Let me ask you, if somebody is a pure devotee, like Prabhupada, do they need help from the society, from the community? Yes, no? Or they are, because they are Mahabhagavat, they can take care of themselves. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Gambhira, he was relishing in the mood of Radharani every day. You follow? At the same time, he's talking to Shivananda Sen. Please take care Vasudev Datta. You know who's Vasudev Datta? Vasudev Datta is one personality. Mahaprabhu says, you can sell me to anyone you like. Vasudev Datta is such an exalted position. But then Mahaprabhu says, he's so liberal. By the time he get his paycheck, I guess those days they used to give a, not paycheck but money, once a month. He was working. By the time he gets the money and reach to the house, people knows his weakness. He's very compassionate. People would just say, my daughter need to get married, please help me. He would give. Okay. We didn't eat for 3 days, give. By the time he reach house, his all salary is gone. Mahaprabhu said, Mahaprabhu did not accuse him. Because he knows his heart is like this. What can he do? So he appointed Shivananda Sen. He said, you take care of his salary. You take care of his maintenance of the family. So we should understand, doesn't matter how advanced we become, whether Maharaj or very advanced soul, still we need to depend on the community. Community has to take care of each other. You follow? It doesn't matter one is Maharaj, one is big advanced or one is new Bhakta. We need to take care, learn how to take care of each other. It is very important. And we must respect it according to everybody's position. Okay. Sorry, I went a little off. Okay, here you see the balance. You need to drink water. You need to eat healthy food. You need to engage the children in spiritual. What is your name? No, you say Andy. Nava. Navya. She was singing so beautiful today. Very sweet. I was a little envy because when I sing, it sounds like a crow. But your melodious voice is like cuckoo. Very nice sound. Thank you. You need to take shower. You need to have a free spirit, with your colleagues dancing. Like this balance. Now you wonder where this comes from. Physical health includes keeping clean, eating healthy, drinking plenty of water. I'm looking at the same picture you're looking at. Yeah? Plenty of water every day, getting regular exercise. Fortunately, all this can easily be done within the scope of Krishna consciousness. I do exercise every day, 45 minutes. You know where? Mangalar. I really dance. I dance every day. Now it's become habit. I can't just stand. Like automatically move. This morning was wild. Because we have some dancer, they're like and then we go also. It's beautiful. Because Prabhupada says, pranayama is very important. But those who are Ashtanga Yogi, they don't know that when you dance in Kirtan, you get all the yoga in one shot. Headed by Bhakti. It's the best yoga, to dance in Kirtan. If you can do this every day in your house. You don't need to go to exercise place. You can literally dance. And he agrees. So fortunately, all this can easily be done in Krishna consciousness. Bhakti is all about engaging the senses in service of the Lord, which means exercise. Srila Prabhupada spoke how the Brajavasi were very fit and healthy because they churned butter. Every day gopis are churning butter. You think the muscle, you churn the butter. You follow? They do. Every day they churn butter. They carry things on their head. Srila Prabhupada spoke about it. They did physical work in the service of Krishna. No need to pay to go to a gym. Grow a flower garden for the deities and go clean the temple room floor. Menial service are great for the body and consciousness. They set a good example. Brajavasis they work every day. Not that they need to, we follow, but just to please Krishna. But it's a good example for us. Set a good example. Okay. Good mental, emotional well-being comes from where? It's easy to say that we all have to be free from stress. When things get intense or depressed, when our initiative seems to fade. And in Kali Yuga, people in general are lazy. You ever heard the word lazy? Chanting, yeah, thinking like that. No, you should get fired up. Yes, I want to chant now. I got up in the morning. Feel like this. They are not only lazy, manda sumanda matayo, manda bhagyo padruto. If you can translate in your own way. Manda, 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 so many manda. Manda means bad. They are unlucky, misguided, above all, always disturbed. So Krishna gives some good mental health. Where? 17:16. He says, satisfaction, not 15, that's mine. Satisfaction, 16, next verse. 16. Satisfaction, simplicity, gravity, self-control and purification of one's existence are the austerities of the mind. These are how to keep the mind in the mood of goodness. What comes from the mood of goodness? Happiness and illumination. To be honestly, if you see somebody is angry outside, do you feel like to go nearby him? Be honest. No. If somebody is smiling, just happy, what do you feel? Maybe talk. Why not? Talk. Because that person is smiling. So we are naturally attracted to the goodness, assertiveness. Goodness is natural. We are not attracted to if you see a drunkard lying down on the road, that's like he's drinking with a wine bottle and something. You don't feel like to imitate that, do you? No. So, or angry or something. So we are not attracted naturally. We are not attracted to Rajagun or Tamagun. We are attracted to Sattvagun. To stay in Sattvagun, goodness, you have to. It is not going to happen automatically. You have to cultivate that. I'm not bragging about it, but I have started cultivating and I see it's like become natural. And you really like it. And people around you, they like it also. And they say, wow, why didn't I do before? And then they start adapting. They start adapting. Oh, it is very good practice. You will see list of the things. What are the first? Satisfaction. Do you want satisfaction? Sattvagun satisfaction, you know what is Sattvagun satisfaction is? Austerity. How many of you, I give you an example. Marish, you are starving for 6 hours. You are driving another 5 miles to work. Not work, drive. Not 5 miles, 5 hours. Then there is no food. So you found a Subway or somewhere, something. And you say, do you have a vegetarian? Yes, we can make a dish for you. They make a dish. You have a little suspect to say, Is this 100% vegetarian? Well, 98, 99. What is 1%? Beef something mixed. Don't worry, all maximum is all vegetarian. Will you eat? She immediately says no. This is called austerity. You are starving, you are hungry, but you still withdraw. I'm not going to do because there is a little bit, you know, that violence. I don't want to be part of the violence. You follow? So this kind of austerities actually keeps her happy, keeps each of us happy. Try to learn that everything you do, develop little austerity is good for you. Maybe it appears like not good in the beginning, but eventually you will feel very happy. What else you think? Simplicity. How the good mental emotional well-being comes from. You please focus on this. Next, gravity. Next, self-control. Next, purity. That person is so pure. I don't find any duplicity in him. You'll feel, when somebody is pure, you'll feel after this. It's very fact. Truthfulness. Forgiveness. Tolerance. Humility. Avoiding prajalpa. Okay, I'm going a little over the time. I'll finish it. Now, intellectual. Your question. Intellectual well-being comes from, any idea? Good. Being innovative. Yes. Intelligence is the place of creativity. So being open to new ideas and different way to doing things, trying new things, thinking strategic, as discussed in the last session as we did, all are healthy exercise for the intellect. And by that exercise, intelligence becomes sharp. Who did I talk? Was it Bhutta Baba in the car? That if you chop down a tree, was it? If you chop down a tree, you need an axe. Make sure axe also has a sharp edge. If your axe has no sharp edge, it's like a flat, you will be chopping for hours and hours and nothing fruitful result. You follow? So, Vidya kutarena sitena dhira. Vidya, the knowledge, kutarena, like an axe. It can cut down our material problem, but you have to make sure that intelligent, that kutar or the axe is sharp. And you have to learn how to hold the axe. Not like any way you chopping is not going to work. You need a skill. You know, you chop like this, then chop like this, then chop like this, then it will come. If you just go on butchering like this, the tree will never fall apart. I mean, it will. Maybe it will take 1 month. If you want to do it instead of 1 hour or 2 hours. Correct. The skill. So intellect also, it requires some discriminating power. We need to develop that skill. How do you develop that skill? Through the association of advanced devotees. Through their association, how they apply in their life. It's very good. And we have, in ISKCON, we have a huge opportunity on that. Many devotees are genius. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 18.30, is one verse, very important, that understanding by which one knows what ought to be done, what ought not to be done. What is to be feared of, what is not to be feared of. Not that everything is equal. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur used to say, Baddha Mukta Falgu Jukta Nahiyo Bhaviyo Ekakasha. What will bind me? What will liberate me? Don't think same. Then you lost your discriminating power. Discriminating power should be always focused. I'm not feeling well, but I have to chant, I know. No, I'm going to chant. Chanting should not depend on feeling well or not feeling well. Everybody understand my point? If you don't have that discriminating power, like today I feel good, okay, I'll chant. Well, today I don't feel good, I won't chant. This is not how you're going to advance. Your intelligence has to intervene. Not feeling well because your mind is trying to manipulate. But if you chant, believe me, I apply this every day. That's why I am bold on this. And it works. And if you keep on practicing like this, after a while you will see you will have a sharp intelligence. You will see like lot of things you are not affected by. Lot of things. Something happened even recently in my life. If this would happen 10 years back, probably I would fight back or try to hurt that person. I don't fight back. I see that within my heart, by the mercy of the Sadhu Sangha, by the mercy of Prabhupada and my also endeavor, both together, Kripa and Chester, 2 finger, you remember? 2 finger, the Damodar Leela, 2 finger, what is that? Effort and mercy. These both together, you will develop this. So, to have intellectual well-being, where do you get this from? First is being innovative. Next, having
Discretion.
right discrimination. And you can read on 1830 later. Another place also, seeing unity in diversity. It's very important in our movement. We all come for the same purpose. In Orlando, devotees should sacrifice their ego to be united, always. Cooperation, united. In Alachua also, we try. As long we are trying, it's working. You follow? Like we have Prabhupada's appearance day, disappearance day, big festival. Whether somebody is a Ritik or Narayan Maharaj or this group, that group, doesn't matter, they all come. And we allow them to speak. I was running this year, I saw that everybody is very happy. But some people, when they take the microphone, they can go on 1 hour. But we have 100 Prabhupada's disciples. So I go politely, I said, you can speak whole life about glorifying, but today only 5 minutes. And you see my face is serious. I'm not laughing. Prana Govinda. Yes, 5 minutes. Otherwise I'll ring the bell to you. So as soon they go over 5 minutes, I ring the bell. Okay, I'll finish it now. So like this, you have to make it, it's a respect to others also. You follow? But if you tell them out front, you don't have any ulterior motive. You tell them out front that we need to respect all others. Then they will understand and they cooperate. And it goes well. But if we say, no, they cannot come, it's not good. We should be open and have a cooperation. You know, 10 sons, Prachetas, anybody read that purport? Prachetas is in 4th canto. The Lord says, I have come to become visible because you all 10 brothers are always cooperative. You never argue and fight. So by cooperation, Prabhus, you can attract. Prabhupada write a big purport. In our movement, if we can have a cooperation, we can attract the Lord in our heart right now. It's so important, so attractive. If you ever wonder, like, what can I do to attract Krishna? Cooperate. Now, cooperation doesn't mean you blended with everybody in one. That's not what it is. You have your idea. Let the person who is responsible to do something, let that person do. And if you have that relationship, you can talk. Maybe you can do this way. What do you think? If you think, suggest, nothing hard. But don't judge. Judgmental, sentimental is going to take us away. We have to have a unity in diversity. It's very nice. Next one is being a lifelong learner. Today, Mother Gopi was playing something that if you become a learner, a student, if you always think I'm a disciple, it's the safest position. You know why? Because a student can commit mistake. But as a teacher, don't do mistake. It's a dangerous thing. You follow? But if you position yourself as a student, disciple, it's a safer position. That doesn't mean you intentionally commit mistake. But if mistake happens, you know what is worse than mistake? Not to learn a lesson from it. Prabhupada said. Mistake we can have. I do mistake also, Prabhu. I do mistake a lot. But I learn. Next time I don't like to do that. So I'm learning. Okay. Now the social being. Social well-being comes from where? A sense of belonging. Social being means Hey Prabhu, I tell you honestly, I know I'm going off the time. It's okay?
It's
Just
okay.
few minutes. One devotee actually told me, I won't say the name because you may know him. It's a very senior devotee. Say, Prana Govinda, I really don't like this devotee. I don't want to just. I feel like to walk out when he's in the temple. So I told him, Prabhu, you're senior to me. To be honest, I hope his listening is good.
Yes.
I won't say the name because I like him. He said to me, every time I see him, it just irritates. I said, if you die right now and he's the only person, and there's a 3 other meat eater, tell me who is going to help you to go to Golok Vrindavan. Think for a moment. If you are about to die and you don't like that devotee versus there is a 3 meat eater, who is going to help you? Who? Devotee. Does not matter how fallen they are, how bad they are, still they will remind me of Krishna. This is one thing they have common amongst all devotees. Am I right?
Yes.
Doesn't matter how fallen they are. We should pray for them. They can really help us when we really need. Maybe they have their karma. I had also bad karma. But we are all trying to come. Slowly purify our heart and come to that pure state. I'm not there yet. Maybe somebody is not there yet, but we have. But Kormi, believe me, these beefeaters, they will never chant Hare Krishna or tell you Hare Krishna at the moment of death. Ramapad Maharaj gave you one example, it was very interesting. I got hypnotized by that. Few examples of death. This is one of them. He said he was in a subway in New York and the train stopped and the door opens, he was sitting on the other side, he hears, oh, this man is dying. I don't know, he said that story here or not. Anyway, he was telling in Alachua many years back. And Maharaj was thinking, should I go outside and pick him? Talk to him and the next train I'll catch it. He was thinking, then all of a sudden he said a lot of gathering. And then he kind of like, oh, it's too crowded, they will not even allow me to go in. So then train left, but the one man came from there, so Maharaj asked him, what happened to him? He said, he was dying, he asked for a cigar. So somebody found a cigar. He says, so where's the lighter light? So they found a light and then he died. Now tell me what that soul will go. Do you know where that soul will go? To become a smoke bug somewhere. Is that what you want in life? It's so sad, isn't it? Was that a help that all these people are helping to get a cigar and other? No, that is not a help. It appears like help. He's asking for cigar. It's sad, huh? He smoked, but while he was inhaling, just that attachment will take him to become a bug where he's got a smoke bug. Some kind of. It's very sad. That's how the soul rotates in this world. Life, death, life, death, life, death. We don't want to be part of it. So, my request, I'm begging to you, I cannot command. Try to adjust yourself, correct yourself. Try as best possible, always to respect the other devotee. As best. Either change this situation, if not, change yourself. If you fail both, leave that spot, go somewhere to change yourself, learn how to. Because changing yourself is number one priority. Changing others is not our duty. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Prabhupada's Godfather Sridhar Maharaj gives a good example. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, we think in ISKCON we have a problem. In Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur's time, probably there is no problem. Everybody was like a saint. No. You haven't studied whole Bhakti Vikas Maharaj's book. There was a brahmachari who had an affair with the neighbor's wife. In Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur's time. You may think like it's ISKCON story. No, it was there before ISKCON. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur called that brahmachari. He said, you are out. You are really putting defaming this Gauriya Math. It's a horrible thing you could do. How could you do this? How did you really build a relationship with this lady and having an affair with this man's wife? As a saint in my ashram staying, should get out from here. Very angry. Okay, that's Guru's duty to discipline and chastise. That's Guru's duty. So after 5-6 hours, he called Sridhar Maharaj. He asked, where is that boy? Well, he's packing his things to go. He said, why? Well, you told him to go. He said, but that's my duty to discipline. But you have your duty. Your duty to convince him. And he has to regret and cry, repent that mistake. He has to understand. This is your duty as a God brother. And keep him. Because if he leaves, what is the chance for him to purify? He's gone. You follow? Sridhar Maharaj learned, immediately went, and he started talking. And then he kept it. So everybody has their duty, you follow? We are not here a judge. Those who are senior, guru, they can chastise somebody. We should not chastise. We should give them a comfort where they can change or transform. Everybody understand my language?
Yes.
Everybody has a duty. We should not act like a leader, or I can say whatever I want. No. Check. It's not good. If I say something that makes somebody go away from temple, I should be punished for that. Rather, we should see how we can bring others to the wagon that Prabhupada is taking. If somebody stepped out, try to keep him in the wagon, in the association. Things will be tortured by the Maya. That's Maya's job. She's testing you all the time. But our duty to keep them together. Okay, so social well-being, I'll finish with this. Social well-being comes from a sense of belonging that you have to create. Then appreciating others. Then being an active part of your devotee community. Then contributing to the broader community. Because of the time I won't go details, you can think about it. So now, how do you compare this to a tree? Let's see. What grows out of the trunk is the branches. You follow? These are the different areas of our lives in which we act. This could be in relation, family. Give a priority. When you have a family, make sure you take care of the family. No, I am a good devotee chanting, I don't care family, just burden, just Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. This is not actually balanced life. This is very important. Then second, career. Whatever job you have or something you do, make sure you maintain, because the whole family, they are Krishna's family. Don't think it's your family. Krishna gave you to take care of that family. Change the ownership. You take care of Krishna's family in a way that they feel to become devotee. My father is so good that I want to become like him. He's a good devotee. I want to become a good devotee like him. My mother is so good. She always comfort me. Okay, I want to become like this. It's a good. This is the best teaching. Krishna is not looking for 1,000 people you make devotee. Krishna is looking that whoever is around you, are they getting lesson to you? This is so important. So career. Next is education. You can teach always by your own example, and also you can sit down and read with your family. Parasparam anukatham pavanam bhagavad jaso. When you talk to your family, you know how you teach? You read one paragraph, then you ask your child, what do you think about this? You'll be surprised that other members in your family have a different angle of vision, that you will be like, whoa. I asked my son other day. So, that's a very silly thing. But I really appreciate my oldest son, that I was talking to him other day. I said, I'm getting old, I don't know. It's an ashram, traveling, this is so much. He said, you are young. Prabhupada was older than you. You can do it. And I was like a dumbstruck over the phone. I said, Gopal, what did you say? He said, you are young, you can do it. If Prabhupada can do it, you can do much more. I said, thank you, you're like my father. Even though you're my son. It's true. Believe me, I do this 11.3.30 Bhagavatam, you look at that verse. Parasparam anukatam pavanam bhagavad jasam. Don't underestimate that your wife or children or husband, they're like a less. No. Respect them as a Vaishnava. Ask them, what do you think, what I read? Or you read, I want to hear. You give your own opinion, you hear what they think about that verse, that purport, that paragraph. You'll be surprised that how many angle of vision you get. I'm so happy. Nowadays I talk everything with my children, like sometimes I'm like very amazed. Like I didn't even think that person think, even though he's my son. It seems like I trained him. No, he has his vision also. We have individual vision. We can be benefited. Now if you do this, what will happen? That verse says, Parasparam Anukatam Pavanam Bhagavad Jaso. If you do this, mitorati, you will develop an attachment to God. Mitotusti, you will feel some satisfaction within you. If your family together you read, family together you talk about Krishna. Nibrite mito atmana. And that material attachment, you will be surprised. The same wife, same husband, same children that you feel you could be attached to, they are actually liberating you. Because you're treating them as a devotee. It's so wonderful. Krishna says actually your material problem will disappear. When you go home, you read that verse, 11.3.30. You found that one? Okay, what else you get? Home maintenance. Then recreation. Prabhu, we don't take recreation. You'll be surprised. Krishna takes. I'll show you. Then you do outreach, like a Namhatta program, other devotees' house program, just like you went to Harinam today, like this. And also do some hobbies. Have good time. Play with your children. Play with your parents. Play with your friends. Do something funny. You follow? You don't have to be rigid. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. No need. Be friendly. Krishna doesn't want us to become like a closet type of devotee. It's a Ishkan, it's a homely atmosphere. Create a homely, it's a friendly atmosphere. Okay, I know I'm going way over the time. Meetings in 2 hours. And do also meetings. If there's a problem, talk amongst. Like beautiful. Now where does this say? 6.17. Bhagavad Gita it says. Can you read this, Marisha?
Sanskrit?
Yes, both.
Yuktahara viharasya yuktasya kamasu yuktasvapnara bodhasya yogo bhavati dukkha. He who is regulated in his habits of eating, sleeping, recreation, and work can mitigate all material pains by practicing the yoga system.
Krishna repeats here, recreation. You want to be a yogi, bhakti yogi, Hare Krishna, you do recreation also. Go for vacation with family. Go to take your friends somewhere, you go for a vacation, retreat somewhere, this, that. Did Krishna do it? Let's see. Here it is. You know what Krishna is doing here? Can somebody tell me? What do you see far? Okay, let's go here. What is Krishna is doing there? He's receiving his guest. He's not saying, I'm God, why do I have to receive guests? They should come to me. No, he's receiving guests. He's showing how to receive guests, your friend. Be welcoming. Haribol, nice to see you. Well, I'm a big sannyasi, they should come. No, this is not a devotional. Krishna himself goes out. Next, Krishna is sitting and talking with his friend Uddhava. He's talking just like a friend. Your sister, brother, friend, neighbor, talk to them like a normal way. Make a friendship, friendly. And here, Balaram, and I give you reference, where this in Bhagavatam. Krishna is sitting, Krishna Balaram sitting with Narad Muni, talking about prasadam. This prasadam is good. We do this, no? This laddu that Mataji made, oh, so good. Hey, you want to advance, you talking about laddu. What's wrong with the talking about laddu? You should have a little joke and laugh and Have a wonderful time. You don't have to be isolated like serious. This is not what Krishna consciousness Prabhupada made a very nice life. Then what Krishna is doing here? Krishna is the most worshipable object. But he is washing the feet of here. Narad Muni comes to his house. Krishna is washing the feet. When our friend we invite or we see them, we can be humble. How are you? Is everything okay? Make it friendly. Nice atmosphere. Krishna is spending time with his family. Ooh, spending time with wife and children is Maya. Is Krishna is in Maya now? Can you answer my question? You have a doubt? You are doubting this? Is Krishna is in Maya?
No.
Thank you. You should be bold. No. It is normal to show affection to children, neighbors, others, friends. We should be like a social, family-oriented community where everybody cares for everybody. This is how Orlando Temple can be the best example in whole ISKCON, in North America at least. That perfect example of how community are coming together. It's already changing a lot. It can come more and more. There's never end. You can come more closer and lively, living, vibrant community. This is so wonderful. Okay. So today we don't have a time, but you can make a little paper in your house and draw this. What are you going to draw? How many is there? Anybody count? 8. So little draw, you do it yourself with another friend or other friend. Do this practice. It's a very good habit. At least once a month you should do in your house. What you should do? This is a practical life balance exercise. On a piece of paper, you draw. I'm looking at the drawing just like you're looking. Drawing a concentric circle. Then number 0 at the center, 5 at the halfway mark, and 10 at the rim. Then you draw spokes on the wheel for each of the different area of your life that are important to you. Like what? Sadhana. Well, I don't do much sadhana. Then you put like a 2. No, I chant every day, very nice. Then you put like 10 or 9. You follow? Do a little circle like this. Then what else? Career, health. What else? Social life. Well, we don't talk to the neighbor because we are Hare Krishna, they are beefeater. It's not a good idea at all. It's not a good idea at all. You know, we are opening a men's ashram. One of our main members, Charles. Well, if I had to, I forgot to put the Zoom, it's okay. He generally joined. It's a Western body. His grandfather used to own this ISKCON Alachua, that property. He bought it from. So he never thought. I mean, he heard about Hare Krishna's Islam. His parents even told him, these people are very strange. Well, it didn't go too far. You know, it's only like 35 years now. When he heard, these people are strange. And he is now devotee. Because he was into drug and alcohol, he's a Western body boy. And his mother said, you are doing wrong. What are you doing? You're going to Hare Krishna? No. So then it's almost now 6 months past. His mother said, you are the best child I ever had. All my children are drunk and this, that. You are like so gentle now. Can you make them also devotee? Look at this house circle. One boy changed. And he's going to join in the ashram. He's going to get his whole life he wants to dedicate. Young man, he's an Amazon driver. He's active, but he's giving up job just to become a sincere follower devotee. So like this, be a friendly to your neighbor. Just because you're Hare Krishna, they are meditator doesn't mean they are low. They are same soul, servant of Krishna, they just covered by ignorance. That's all. It is our duty to become friendly so they will be open one day. Then what else you have? You have a duty, family duty, and then you have a reflection, physical exercise. You do different classes. You teach Bhakti Shastri, whatever. This is just my chart. So then you put a dot. How much you do every day? Put a little dot. And then you can call me. Govind Prabhu has my number. Okay, I got this dot. Or you can send me the text that you dot figure. So you can go like this. Sadhana, how much you do? Oh, Prabhu, I try to chant almost, but it's difficult little bit, but I some or other do it. Okay, you are number 8. You are in 8. No, I do very good. Okay, you are in 10. Like this, you follow? So hard, someday I miss it. Then you are probably 5 or 4 or something. You put it like this. Then you put your service. In the temple, how much you do service, or in your house, are you offering the food every day or like this? You do. You put the dot. Social, I don't have social. I just come home and I don't have time for anything. No, you need a social life. Krishna had a social life. Everybody needs a social life. We should not be completely isolated monastic life. We should have balanced life. So you also reflect, what did you learn today? When you go to sleep, I do this every day. When I go to sleep, I think as soon as I got up, what did I do? I bow down, paid obeisances, then I prayed. I had some realization, then I went to bathroom. I like this, I think I go through. I write a journal. What is the lesson I learned? You can do that. When you go to sleep, you don't fall immediately asleep. It takes few minutes. You think what you did whole day. You reflect. It's very healthy. Next day you will advance. Next, little better. It's good. Okay. Then we are done. It's not bad. So where does it? Can somebody tell me where adjustment is required? Physical exercise and social life. Good. So you understood already. Very good. So this is the last slide. What are some ways that you are leader or you leading yourself can help devotees in care, have a balanced Krishna conscious life? Gaur Pramanande. Thank you for paying so much attention. I'm sorry I took 2 hours instead of 1 hour. And I lied actually. I thought I had 3 presentations. One was God is an organized God. That's one. And this is a balanced life. And then the other one was relationship. So the majority vote, they came as a, what was that? Balanced life. So we only display this. Next time I come next month or sometime, we'll do the other presentation of Krishna in his life. How did he have a relationship? Or how is he organized? Your life should be organized also like this. Okay? Any takeaway? Just 1 or 2 and then we can close here.
Building a community is important, and to do that you have to take a role of, you have to take a role of leadership, and to do that you must be an example in your own sadhana. You must be an example in your own just overall, just because you talked about just the different things, that the structure of the tree, being well in that, being well in your sadhana. And by doing those and constantly reflecting, making sure that you're doing good, then you can be able to be an example for others. So you must practice and then share.
Wonderful. Very good. Anybody else? Anybody else? Yes, Prabhu.
Never look down on anyone and have friendly relations with everyone, including the neighbors.
Very good. Very good. If we can do just little this, Krishna will be happy. We should never look down on anybody or any religion. Krishna consciousness is best. That doesn't mean we look down. They're just not fortunate yet. It's our responsibility to lift them up. Thank you.
Vishnu, behind you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for the class, Prabhu. It was amazing that despite the Pracheta's performance of severe penance, Krishna spoke about their cooperative spirit rather than their penance.
Did he understand? There's a story in our scripture about these 10 sons of Prachin Bari. They are doing severe austerity. But what point he made, that Krishna could have said, I'm very pleased. Actually, Krishna was pleased. Lord Shiva was there. But she was pleased with their austerity. But Lord revealed them, Krishna revealed them that I was attracted more on your cooperation. That really drawn. And Prabhupada made a big part for them. He said how important in our society we have a cooperation. Then society will grow. Imagine we all love each other. People will be like attracted. We want to be part of this. We want it. It's a natural. They are looking for it. In New York, I was there 2 weeks. It's like this. It's growing. People are looking. People are actually lonely. People feel like, even though they are with the parents sometime or with the brother, sister, they feel like not going along. There's no like interest together. It's like it's separating, distracting, feel like go away. So they want to come to a group where they feel belong. They feel happy. So we are all growing with it and we will grow further. And please help each other to grow there. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama.